Hey guys, Trainer DC here, coming at you with another video. When the Pokémon Legends Z-A announcement happened, I was so stoked to see that we're going back to the Kalos region. Kalos is my third favorite region of all time. I absolutely love Pokémon X and Y. I was always bummed out that we never got that Pokémon Z, but now we're finally getting it in the form of a Legends game of all things. And it's funny because when that announcement happened, I was so surprised to see we're going back to Kalos that when they showed and teased that Mega Evolutions are coming back at the end, I was like, oh man, Megas too, but it's like, duh, of course we're getting Megas. We're going to Kalos. That's the whole gimmick for that game. But here's the interesting thing about Mega Evolutions, right? So if you look at Mega Evolutions when Gen 6 was happening, we got 24 in X and Y, we got 20 new ones in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and that was it. I would say everybody's expecting that in this game we're going to get a selection of new Mega Evolutions. I said in a prior video that if you had to ask me, and eventually, by the way, we're going to do some guesses on what Pokemon could get Mega Evolutions, but if you asked me how many Mega Evolutions I'm expecting for this game, I'm expecting like 15 to 20 brand new Mega Evolutions. And I say that because if you compare this to Legends Arceus introduced 26 brand new Pokemon slash regional variants slash forms in the game, 7 brand new Pokemon, we had 16 regional variants plus the Hisuian Basculin White Striped, which isn't technically a regional variant, but it kind of is, plus the Dialga and Palkia origin forms. So that's a total of 26 brand new Pokemon slash forms in Legends Arceus. I think we're going to see something similar in this game. We're going to see 5 to 8 brand new Pokemon. We're going to see 15 to 20 new Mega Evolutions, plus maybe some forms for Zygarde as well, 2 to 3 of them. I made a video discussing that topic the other day, and I'll leave a card above to it if you haven't seen it yet. But nevertheless, I think we're going to get around the same thing, like 25, maybe 28 brand new Pokemon slash forms, and I think 15 to 20 of those are going to be Mega Evolutions. Here's the thing though, if Mega Evolutions are coming back for Legends Arceus, and they're going to introduce 15 to 20 new Mega Evolutions. For argument's sake, for the rest of the video, I'm just going to say 20. Let's just say it's 20 new Mega Evolutions. If they're introducing 20 new Mega Evolutions, there is no chance they're going to introduce new Mega Evolutions without adding them back into the main Pokemon games, the games that are used for VGC, the main generation games, if you will. So for example, like Sword and Shield and X and Y, those are the kind of games I'm talking about, like Scarlet and Violet right now. So I have a theory of 2 things that could possibly happen, and one of which is more likely to happen than the other in my opinion. But before I get into that, let me explain why Mega Evolutions, why these new Megas have to be in a regular Pokemon game and have to be able to be used in competitive play. And the reason I say this, not competitive play like VGC, I should clarify, I mean competitive play like you guys can play with your friends, you can battle online with them. And the reason I say this is because Game Freak has never in their history introduced a Pokemon that you can own, that you can capture, that you haven't been able to use to play with your friends. You haven't been able to collect and battle and trade them, is what I'm trying to say. They're never going to do that. They're not going to spend all of this time making 20 brand new Mega Evolutions for you to not be able to use them. If you look at Legends Arceus, for example, we had those 26 new Pokemon that I mentioned before and the new forms as well, right? They introduced those in Legends Arceus, and I remember people saying, how are they going to handle this in future games? We're never going to see these Pokemon again. And I remember thinking to myself, there's no way they're introducing a single new design without you being able to get it in another game later on. They all came in Scarlet and Violet. If you got Scarlet and Violet day 1, you could transfer all of the Legends Pokemon, the Legends exclusive Pokemon, to Scarlet and Violet once Pokemon Home Support came out. They are going to do the exact same thing with Generation 10 once it comes out. There is the possibility, and these are the 2 options I was talking about before, there is the possibility that they put a patch out for Scarlet and Violet and add Mega Evolutions to Scarlet and Violet. I think that's a little bit less likely to happen because at this point, they're done with Scarlet and Violet. They're ready to go on to Gen 10 next year because Gen 10 is coming next fall. Holiday 2025, we are going to get Gen 10. And I'll talk about the future of Pokemon in another video, but nevertheless, they're not going to introduce these 20 new Mega Evolutions without you being able to use them in Gen 10, which means one of 2 things. This either means that the main gimmick for Generation 10 is going to be Mega Evolutions and they're going to continue to introduce Mega Evolutions. Of course, it could also be like a side gimmick, like maybe the main gimmick is a brand new mechanic that we've never heard of before, similar to how Z-moves were a brand new mechanic, same thing with Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, and obviously same thing with Terastallization. They could do that and keep them around in the background, maybe as a post-game content you get a 5 to 10 new Megas or something like that, or they just allow you to use Megas in the post-game and they have nothing to do with Generation 10 at all whatsoever. Either is possible, both are plausible. I would argue that logically speaking, Game Game Freak, if you've looked at them over the past, I want to say 3 to 4 years, they have really been listening a lot more to fan reception and a lot more to what the fans want. We've been saying for years we want a Pokemon Z. That's why we're getting Pokemon Legends Z-A right now. People said they want to see another Pokemon Legends game. That's again why we're getting Pokemon Legends Z-A right now. People have been saying since Sword and Shield came out that we want to see Mega Evolutions return. That's why we're getting them in Pokemon Legends Z-A right now. There's a reason why every single spin-off game that Pokemon has made, whether it be something on mobile or console or whatever, there's a reason why Mega Evolutions are included in those games. It's because people love Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution gets them sales. So I would think, logically speaking, if they're having this big triumphant return for Mega Evolutions in the main series with this game Pokemon Legends Z-A, if they're going to introduce 20 new Mega Evolutions in this game, then there's a good chance that this mechanic is here to stay and we're going to get more Mega Evolutions in Generation 10. Of course, I could be wrong on that, but at the very least, I can guarantee to you that Mega Evolution will be back in Gen 10, even if we don't get any new ones. They will have it as a mechanic in the post-game, at least in Gen 10, because they're not going to introduce all these new forms just to have them stay stuck in a Legends game forever. Because that's something they've never done. They have never had any Pokemon be exclusive to the game that it came out in. I mean, you could argue Eternamax form, like Eternatus is Eternamax form, kind of was like that, but I'd argue against that just because we were never able to obtain Eternamax's Eternamax form. We're able to obtain all of these Mega Evolutions. So that's a little bit different in my opinion. It's like comparing apples to oranges, but nevertheless, I can almost guarantee, at least in my mind, that Megas will be back in Gen 10. Even if we don't get any new Megas in Gen 10, we'll at least be able to transfer and use the ones that we obtain in Pokemon Legends Z-A. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. Do you guys agree that Mega Evolution isn't just going to come back for this one game and all these new Megas that we get are going to be stuck in Legends Z-A forever? Or do you think I'm wrong and you think that Megas are done for and they're not coming back again? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from Trainer DC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.